In the winter of '93, a stranger rode into town. On the 4th of January, Nigel Mansell, the 1992 Formula One World Drivers' Champion, arrived in Arizona to test an IndyCar for the first time for his new team. The 1.6-mile road course at the Firebird International Raceway in the desert on the outskirts of Phoenix would be the site of Mansell's first encounter with America's most sophisticated form of motorsport. It was a happy and relaxed Mansell who took the wheel of a Cadillac and was soon putting the car through its paces as he completed his first exploratory laps of the circuit.
Well, he's, you know, everything I thought he'd be. I mean, he's a world champion, and he's got a lot of experience. You know, he understands the race cars, and, you know, you can just tell immediately by his technique on the racetrack and the way he feels things and his comments that he's really a professional, and, you know, I'm really pleased and anxious to get on with the season.
Among the visitors at Firebird was Nigel's great friend, champion golfer Greg Norman, giving some moral support.
When I picked him up this morning, he was very nervous, very apprehensive about coming out here for his first drive, and that's great to see. And any time you get to see a world-class athlete who's great in his profession get nervous about doing something, that means he's excited. And it's as excited I've seen Nigel for a long, long time, and I think that's great. I think it's great for IndyCar racing. I think it's great for motorsport right throughout the world. I know what his goals are. I know he wants to leave the world champion of Formula One and end up the #1 driver in IndyCar at the end of the year. If he has those desires and he has the car and he goes on and does it, I'd be proud for him to do it. But I think in 6 months' time, we're probably going to turn around and say, yeah, we were right.
A 1992 Lola would give Nigel his first taste of turbocharged race engine power since 1987. The world champion looked pensive as the car was warmed up. But as ever, good humour was never far below the surface. As the engineers completed their last systems checks, Nigel made his own preparations. Amid an air of great expectation, Nigel climbed into the cockpit.
I'm sorry? Hey, Jim. Oh, Jerry. The hat chunk? Oh.
After a few final adjustments, Mansell took to the track. Settled into the car, initial caution gave way to natural speed. The back straight of the circuit ran parallel to the freeway, giving some truck drivers a rare opportunity to race the reigning world champion. Later, Nigel did his famous spin test to get the feel of the Lola. It may have appeared to be just for fun, but it was important for him to know how the car would handle in an extreme situation. It was a crowd pleaser too. After a few more laps, Nigel came in and, under the watchful eye of Greg Norman, his first debrief in IndyCar racing began. What did the team think of his antics?
I've been in IndyCar racing for about 32 years, and I've never seen a spin test, so that was very unique. But I can see his point, and you know, it was well done, and it was something that I'm going to remember for a while.
Mansell was eager to get back on the track. As his confidence in the car grew and he got used to a racing car with a manual gearbox again, so the lap times fell. After just 35 laps of testing, there was excitement on the part of both the team and its new driver as he smashed the lap record by 1/10 of a second.
It's pretty sensational. I'm really happy and content because to beat the official track record here first time out and only 35 laps in the car and at the circuit is, well, I'm real excited about it.
To have gone as quickly as he has is impressive. It's really quite brilliant. So we're very impressed.
It's very different to a Formula One car. It's much heavier to drive. It's a little bit slower to accelerate, but it's harder to stop because of the weight of it. So, and you have to brake a little bit earlier, and you have to be a bit more precise in some of the corners. Because with a Formula One car, if you get out of shape, you can get it back quickly because it reacts so much quicker. But this car, if you're not as precise as you know you want to be and where you want to be on the circuit, you can't get it back. So from that aspect, it's more difficult.
The cars are heavier, of course, and less nimble than F1 cars, but it's just astonishing how quickly he's taken to it, and it's all up there, as well as the physical skill needed to drive it. Then he's obviously a very intelligent guy.
You know, it's the terminology. I mean, listening to them on the radio, everything's 10-4, or this, that, and the other, and I keep joking, it's 10-4 already, you know, things like this. You know, I mean, the terminology is very, very different, and it's going to take probably 2 or 3 tests to sort of get up to speed with each other, but I'm very confident and very happy. They're extremely happy, relaxed, and I think we're all looking forward to having a great year together.
There's quite a bit more camaraderie. It's not as cutthroat. But once they get out on the racetrack, it's very competitive. But I don't think it's quite as intense as Formula One tends to get. So I think he's really going to enjoy it. And I know they're welcoming him with open arms. This is really good for the sport. I could tell by you know, the way he was driving the car in the corner, and you know, he's so smooth that you know, he just looked fast. And you know, I wasn't surprised that he'd break the record, but you know, we're looking forward to not only finishing up here, but then going to the oval, because I think on the ovals he's going to really take to those too.